How's it going, YouTube? RCG here, back with another video. And today I just want to talk about a few things. Nothing serious, but I was thinking when I was watching this video earlier, it was a Pamaj video, and he was talking about sort of his success story, I suppose, and what got him started, and how little things can make a big difference and all that. And I mean, it kind of made me start thinking, what am I doing with my life? 20 years old right now, still in school, so I mean, I'm not like not doing anything to get ready for the future, but I mean, I don't know. It made me start thinking, what are my plans? Why am I doing things that I'm doing? Why am I in school for what I'm in school for? All that kind of stuff. And I'm just going to start by talking about what he said in his video. In his video, he was talking about, it was basically just talking about, like, he was talking about a lot of things, but there's one thing that really stuck out to me. He was talking about this, he was talking about when he first bought a Call of Duty game or something like that, and how the first montage that went up on this, about this game, really made him take off. Like, just something small, like the first montage, I think it was the first Black Ops 2 montage, what he said, and how much it helped him, that one little thing, and just made me think, like, sometimes I wonder myself why I'm not getting views or subscribers or whatever, because I see guys that have less subscribers than me, like way less, and they get like a lot more views than I do, or they'll have a lot more views, or they'll have a lot more subscribers and have the same amount of views or whatever, and it just makes me wonder, I'm not gonna give up anytime soon, obviously. I mean, apart from my desire to grow, I really enjoy making videos. It's fun. So, I mean, that's no big deal, but it just makes me think how little things can make such a big difference. Like, I'm almost finished with my welding certification. I think this is the last semester, and then I'll have that. Then this next semester, I'll be going to school for a degree in graphic design. And right now I'm working out towards this job right now. It's a sort of an entry-level welding job. Nothing too serious, It's like 11-hour shifts or whatever, $11 an hour. Nothing fancy, a lot of work, but it's okay. And it's just making me wonder, where am I going to be with this? Like, what's this going to turn into? What could this help me with? All that kind of stuff. And a lot of what I think about, like, a lot of times people think about what could I do, what I could do with like, what could I buy with all this money? Or what could I buy if I had this, or where would I be, and all that kind of stuff. And it has to do with the self a lot. It's okay, that's understandable. You want to be successful and all that sort of stuff, not have to worry about little things like money. But my thing is, I'm always trying to figure out what could I do with all this. Like, if I were to gain the influence of a successful YouTuber, or a successful welder, or whatever, or gain the money, or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What would I be able to do with it? Like, how would I benefit the world? Who would I touch in my progress? All that sort of stuff. Who would I help out? And that was the first. I think that's the first sniper kill I got in this game. And it just makes me wonder, because I mean, there's, in my humble opinion, there's nothing wrong with money so long as you use it to some sort of purpose. Like, obviously, if you have money, there's no real reason you shouldn't buy these big fancy toys, like nice cars and all that. But I mean, you don't need them. That's fine. But if you can afford it, you should definitely get it. But you shouldn't just, like, you see these people that live in these massive mansions and have like 30 cars, and then they go broke, and then they get pissed or whatever. And it's just like, you have all this money and all this influence and all this possibility to make a big difference and change your whole world, not just your own, but change the whole world, and you're not doing anything with it. And so, it just makes me think. I thought I'd make an honest video about it. Usually videos about Call of Duty or whatever, but every so often it's nice to talk about something real, something that people wonder all the time. Like, people, and in a real life situation, no one's gonna give a crap about what's happening up next on Call of Duty, or what the newest DLC is, or anything like that. That stuff is exciting, and I love talking about it, and we all love hearing about it, but it's not helping us really do anything. And so it's nice to talk about something that really matters in the real world, not just in hobby world. So I guess that's what I'm doing, and you know, I'm just confused, I guess. It's like, what am I, you know, why am I doing all this stuff, and is it really going to benefit me? Because you don't really have a choice too much. I mean, apart from, I mean, you know, it goes with how those little things can make such a big difference in your life, in someone else's life, and your future and all that. But I mean, there's really nothing you can do about certain things, and you either, in a lot of situations, you either have the choice of like failing in life, or you know, getting off your butt and going to school or finding a job or whatever. You don't really have a big say in your success story as much as people would think you would. I mean, you do to an extent, obviously. You know, people don't just walk into millions of dollars. Well, some people do, you know, but most people don't. Winning the lottery does not count. Most people have to work for it. So I'm not talking about people that are born into money, or people that won it from the lottery, or you know, just got lucky that way. I'm talking about people that actually had to go, you know, spend years grinding and grinding. One of my favorite people in the whole world, like, I don't even know who the guy is, like, I don't even know him personally, I wish I did. And you're gonna laugh at me whenever I say it, but FAZE Rain, I love that guy. I love hearing about him, his stories, hearing him talk about life and all that sort of stuff. Because, you know, unless you just haven't been paying attention, that guy's had it rough. He has a lot of life battles going on in his life, and he's turned out like he's ended up on the top, and that's impressive beyond measure. Like, he is on the top. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like him. I'm sure there's probably people on my, like, people that follow me that don't like him, and you know, it's fine. It's personal opinion, but if you look at his success or whatever, you can't deny him the respect he's earned as an individual. He built an entire empire, so to speak, a YouTube empire with himself, like by himself, just doing by what he loves and what he's, you know, making people happy, making videos, that kind of stuff. And he didn't even do it with the intention of making money at some point. That came later on. He didn't even know that possibility existed. And so it's not, I mean, it's nice to hear about that kind of stuff, because I mean, and it's really how all the big YouTubers are. No one started this, you know, that has millions of subscribers thinking they're gonna make a job off of it. It just sort of was a weekend thing, you know. Today I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a channel. I'm gonna upload, you know, often. I'm gonna upload weekly, daily, whatever, just for fun. They didn't know it was gonna go anywhere. You know, they were just started out just for fun, and it says a lot about passion, I suppose, as well. Like, you know, these people all the time, they're like, yeah, I want subscribers, doing the whole, like, this is my issue with this. It goes back to the whole sub for sub thing. It sets a bad example, and it really doesn't make you stand out. It just says you're in this for subscribers, and you can't even say you're in it for the money, because if you're only in it for the money, you're not going to make any money. There's no passion involved. There's no love for videos, for whatever. I mean, there may be some, I guess, and some making people happy and that kind of thing, but if you're only doing this to make money, and if you can't make money, you don't want to do it, then you're not going to go anywhere. This is a passion. This is one of those things in life. This is one of the few really great things we have is YouTube, where it's a passion-driven website, passion-driven organization, where it would not exist unless people really genuinely enjoyed doing what they do and wanted to keep doing it. Like, it would cease to exist. That's the only reason it's even here in the first place. You know, someone had an idea that they wanted to share ideas with people. They wanted to hear what people had to dream about and that kind of thing. And they decided to make a website about it, and it just happened to, you know, take off. You know, and you gotta imagine, like, you think, well, these guys are computer programmers, and this is what they were supposed to do, and it's like, yeah, they went to school for all, but imagine how many ideas they had, how many websites they built, softwares they made, programs, forums, all that sort of stuff, in order to finally get to this point, and they did it all out of, like, passion and desire to succeed. Desire to succeed, consistency obviously plays a huge part in it. You can't go anywhere without desire to succeed, passion, and consistency. But, you know, that's just not where people are at nowadays. And I just think that's so wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money doing what you love on YouTube, but you should start it because you love it, not because you see it as an easy way to make money. And I'm hoping you don't see it as an easy way to make money, because it is definitely far from that, and it's not because it's so much as hard work. Like, I would consider, like, 11-hour shifts as a welder, that's hard work, and it's not that type of work, but it's tedious as hell, and it never stops. So if you don't have passion there, you're just going to be like, well, this is a waste of my time, this is a waste of everyone else's time, I don't have viewers, I'm not getting viewers. You're going to doubt yourself like no one's business. You're not, and then you're just going to quit. And that's what happens. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of wasted talent out there. People that started YouTube channels didn't have the patience and the compassion, or I'm sorry, passion to keep going, and a message that they wanted the world to know about, the message they wanted to get across, and then just sort of gave up on it. And so now they're doing it. They're inside of maybe a job that they end up loving. YouTube isn't for everyone. There's some people that are obviously meant to do this, and some people that aren't. But I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of potential for more for a lot of people, I'm sure, and because they just gave up on it, it never took them anywhere, and so it's kind of sad to think about, but it's a reason to keep on trying because of all the people that failed. Work ethic is like everything in this way you live. I mean, a successful YouTuber is like a lifestyle. Like, I mean, if you look at the big guys and they talk about their schedule, they get up at like 8 in the morning, they go work out, they eat their breakfast, then they get on and they grind out videos, and then they spend the rest of the day editing and uploading and sharing and all that sort of stuff. It pretty much cuts out any possibility for a social life, and it's a lifestyle. You can't be successful in anything, especially not this, but anything in general, if you're going to do a half-ass job of it. And I talk about passion, all that sort of stuff, and consistency. Consistency and hard work is required in any career or path or whatever, but passion is not required anywhere, just about, except for YouTube. You can make money doing a job you hate in pretty much any other field, but on YouTube you will flop, and people will not subscribe to you, will not enjoy what you put out if they can't tell that you enjoy it. Because I mean, your personality is what's reflected biggest on YouTube. That's what makes everyone different on YouTube. Ali A, PewDiePie, all those guys, the one thing that they have in common, well, one of the biggest things they have in common is the fact they have nothing in common. And that sounds super weird, but it's the truth. I mean, the guys are nothing alike. They're funny, which is, a shared trait amongst many people, which doesn't count. They may or may not be the best looking people in the world. They, may not have all the gadgets and all that sort of stuff, or they might, But what's different is their personality stands out from anyone else's, and they grab onto it, Being yourself is the only way to be different on YouTube. You can't be PewDiePie when you're not PewDiePie, you can't copy someone else and expect to succeed without, at some point, hitting the dead end of it. Because there have been people that have done it before, stolen other people's videos, gotten lots of subscribers, made money off of it, and they got in some serious trouble for it. So, you have to have all that sort of dedication and all that. And I sort of went off there, but the way this all ties into a life type lesson, I suppose, that I was thinking about, just dreaming by myself and that kind of thing. You never know where you're going to end up. You never know what's going to put you where. It's funny how many people go into college and they're like, this is a waste of my time. And a lot of people waste their time while they're in there. That some people just, most people just don't have a damn clue what they're going to do with whatever they learn, and that's cool. But I mean, you shouldn't give up because you don't know where you're at, or where you're going, or where you want to be, or anything like that. You should be figuring out some sort of goal. Like, honestly, I mean, as an example of not knowing, a lot of the big schools, like Ivy League schools, you can't even choose a major until you're a junior, just because you don't know. And I mean, I'm sure there's more that goes into it than that, but that's probably one of the big things that started that whole plan for their curriculum. So, I guess the big thing to do is you know, don't give up on yourself and that kind of thing. Keep on pushing yourself. You know, these guys on YouTube, especially, as an example, just because I'm on YouTube, this is a YouTube video, talking about success. These are just random, regular guys like me or you or anyone else. They aren't Tom Cruise, not anything like that. Well, most of them were born in regular families, not high-end, rich families with all this influence and wealth and all that. And you know, they just, you know, they did what they found what their passion was. They found out who they were, or they did their best to find out who they were. You know, no doubt they learned a lot about themselves over YouTube, but you know, they had a direction and they followed it, and that's a big thing you should definitely do. Like, just pick a direction. You know, if it doesn't work, pick another direction. But not picking a direction at all, that's just inexcusable, and you know, you'll flop that way. So anyway, though, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I know I did a lot of rambling, and there was a lot of thinking and stuff involved in this. There was a lot of just me dreaming myself, like dreaming and all that. But I mean, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Really give me the drive to keep doing this, and keep myself motivated and all that sort of stuff. And it's easier to enjoy. You know, you got some sort of support, even if it's minimal support. Minimal support's better than none. And if you really enjoyed the video and you're new, you should definitely hit the subscribe button. I don't do a lot of these videos often, like this one might be the first one on this channel. So if you're not into this type of thing, that's fine. I got every other video I have is a gameplay of some sort. So if you're into those, definitely subscribe. I upload daily, so you'll definitely have something new every day to check out. And I guess that's pretty much it. You know, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening to me if you listen all the way through, and I will see you next time.